Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an install on this unit. I love this unit. I use the stocking cap method. It's the first time I've ever tried the stocking cap method, and I really liked how it turned out. I don't really believe the stocking cap did anything to help it, but maybe it helped the cap lay down a little better because this was pretty easy this time. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I do and how I install my unit, just stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so I've already added my cap off camera. I added 2 layers of the invisible Got2b glue gel with 1 layer of the blast and freeze spray to adhere the cap. And now I'm adding 1 layer of the invisible Got2b glue gel again to adhere the frontal. And right along there I had some lifting. I'm not exactly sure why. So once I get that all along the perimeter, I'm going to blow dry to my desired tackiness, making sure that I do not over blow dry. That's how you end up having a frontal that is going to lift on you or just doesn't adhere at all. And of course, blow drying sucks, but you need to do that until you reach that tackiness that's going to adhere the frontal. So I'm just checking to make sure that it is ready, and it looks like both edges are, but the center is not. So I'm just going to spray that with the blast and freeze spray again to go ahead and make sure it's going to adhere the way I need. Just making sure that I don't over blow dry it, as I said. Boy, that looks good right there. I should have sprayed the rest of it. So once I've got it to where I think I need to check it, I'm gonna go ahead and check it, and it was extremely tacky in that area. So I go ahead and adjust my unit, making sure the ear tabs are in place. Unfortunately, they were not. Did not realize it until it was too late, getting all those little hairs out the way. And I find those hairs are usually the reason why I have lifting or my unit doesn't adhere the way I need to, because once you get to combing and those little pieces are underneath the unit, it's just going to pull it right on up. And if it doesn't pull the whole thing up, it's going to give you some type of lifting. So I just want to make sure I get a little bit above that cap. As far as what I've seen other people do, I'm just learning as I go. All those little hairs, I just hate those little hairs. It just drives me crazy. And once I get those out the way, I'm just going to go ahead and pull that ear tab into place and make sure that it's all actually sticking and not just laying down in some places and sticking in others. And on the end there, either I pulled it down too far or I didn't put enough of the gel low enough. I don't know what's with those faces. And just continuing to pat it all in to make sure that it's going to adhere the way I like. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, making sure I have the ear tabs and all the little hairs out of the way so I get the best adhesion possible. You know, all that rubbing though, that's what causes it to be white. Although I am rubbing on on the frontal, I'm not rubbing across the glue. I'm not, I used to use my rat tails and all that to try to do it. And it just really doesn't help if you got hair in the way or you got a crazy amount of gel that you're working with. Even if it's tacky, it just won't work right. So I'm just going to tie my scarf on for 5 minutes and take it off, check the hairline, it's good. And I'm going to add my powder. Since I forgot to add it underneath the frontal, I'm going to go on top. I usually do this anyway, but I have to go a little further back into the hairline this time, since all of that didn't get in, is showing, and the cap underneath was pretty white from the gel anyway, so I definitely was going to have to do this regardless. It was just a little more intense this time. And so here, like I said, I'm going to go into the hairline a little bit, right where it's going to be visible, and just add that powder in there until I think it matches my skin tone enough. I know people say that you should make your lace a little bit lighter than your skin tone, and then some people say use your actual foundation powder or your setting powders or whatever that match your skin tone, and that's what I do. Right here, I'm going to add my glosser to go ahead and try to take some more of that white cast. It's not a cast, it's just I didn't prep my frontal the way I should have. And that's Luster's pink glosser. I love this stuff. It's good on your real hair. Do you see that though? It's great on your real hair. I use it mostly for my frontal. I had it for my curly hair. Don't really have to put too much in because that hair has the best luster. So I used some isopropyl alcohol, 91%, just because it's what I had to get all the remaining glue off. And I just checking my hairline, making sure all the hairs are out the way. And I'm going to go ahead and part and begin to style it. I don't like to run my comb all the way through my hair. It's, well, curly hair, because on this unit in particular, the frontal would have been fine to do that, I guess, but I try not to do it at all because this unit was made with hot glue. It was my first time trying that too. So I'm going to go ahead and add my Lotta Body Foaming Wrap Lotion, well, Foaming Mousse. And I love this stuff because it holds the curls in place, but it's nothing about it is hard. So after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and diffuse it. I don't do it until it's completely dry, just enough till I know that if I go out within a few, I guess about an hour, maybe about 30 minutes, it'll be dry. Once you use that mousse on there, the drying time, it just goes down so much. I wish that worked on my real hair. Nothing dries that stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and check it. Looking at myself, kind of liking it, checking me out. So now I'm going to work on those edges. I don't like baby hairs. I have worn them with my frontals simply because this look that I'm trying to pull off here didn't work. I'm just going to go ahead and disguise my lace a little bit, just the tiniest bit. And right there, if you can see, when I'm gonna see, that looks like Michael Jackson right there to me. I don't care what nobody say, but I just cut that off a little bit to kind of disguise the edges since it was so white. And here I'm just gonna comb them out. I added some of the blasting freeze spray on the front of my hair there. And that's what's giving it that lift. So I just go ahead and brush them down and brush them back. And a little swoop. I didn't add any of the gel or anything on that portion. Of course, you guys saw where I did add the gel. And that's pretty much it. I just thought it turned out really well. I loved it. If you guys like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Comment, you guys. Let me know if there's anything you think that I could have done differently, or have any questions, just ask me in the comment section. And until next time, you guys be well.